Today, we're talking about the four seasons of love. Last time we talked about the season of spring. Today, I want to come to you quickly, swiftly, to talk to you about the season of summer. Now, remember, as I do this series, I am going to be talking about the characteristics and character of people, as well as come back to talk about the characteristics of people who are in or the summer of their season. It just depends. When summer comes, I was about to say spring. We already talked about spring. When summer comes, that's a time of life where things are hot and heavy, right? Where it's sticky, where things may be going well, things may be going right. However, there's a little resistance, a little problem. There may be some issues. And this is important for you because you want to know how the person you're in relationship with is going to deal with things when it gets hot and heavy, humid, sticky, when it's not so comfortable. Like in the summertime, we love the summer. A lot of us go on vacations, a lot of us go out, we are outside, it stays lighter longer, we get to wear less clothing, but there's also the part of summer we don't like, when it's too hot, when you can't go outside, when we have droughts, when water is at a minimum and we got to pay a maximum for it. So even as much as we love the summertime, summer break and all of that, there's still sometimes a part of summer that's uncomfortable in relationship to the person in your life. There comes a time in their life where it may be uncomfortable for them, where it may be sticky, where it's not so easy, it's a little hot, it's a little pressure. And because of it, they act a certain way. So, as you are getting to know the person in your life, as you're dating, courting, as you're married, engaged, as you're friends, as you're linking up, whatever it is, you want to be very aware of how they respond to you and how they act during the summer season of their life. And remember, these seasons, it doesn't mean it lasts 4 months or 3 months or 1 year or 4 days. It depends on them. You can have four seasons in one day, right, Georgia? You can have four seasons in a week, four seasons in a month. So it just depends on what their personality is like. Usually in the summer, things are up, things are going well, things are nice, things are smooth. However, there's some bumps there, there's some hiccups, there's some speed bumps, there's some problems, some issues. How do they deal with when things are going good, but a problem arises? It may not be a long term problem, it may be something quick, but how do they deal with it? How do they deal with maybe them not having enough money to pay their phone bill? How do they deal with maybe their job cutting some of their hours? How do they deal with a child who has lost their ever loving mind? How do they deal with you if you have an issue? How do they deal with your ish? How do they deal with you when you need more time and attention and they don't have it to give? What happens when you two are not seeing eye to eye? See, this is very important because for some of us, this is the season where we decide if we want to go forward or if we want to spend less time. Do we want to break up? Do we want to cut it? And it doesn't sound like it would be that case because it's the summer of a person's a personality or atmosphere or timing or life or whatever. But this is when things get a little there's some spice. There's still some fire there. We're still attracted. We still love them. They still love us. They're putting their best foot forward. All is gravy, great and wonderful. But there's some things. This is when, and I'll talk more about this when I talk about the relationship, things begin to change and things become real. We begin to see people for who they are. That nice little representative that we met in the spring is no more or not as frequent. Now you're beginning to see the real person. You're getting to see how they really interact with their family, how they really interact with their friends, how they interact with their colleagues and employees and employers, how they interact with you and your friends and your family, how they handle the things that you want to do. This is when you start seeing the kinks in their armor. You start to see that knight in shining armor is a little rusty, needs a little WD 40. So now it's up to you to see if these little kinks, if these little issues, if these little problems, if these red flags, because there will be some. There's nobody that doesn't come with a red flag. Please let me explain that because we're so quick to throw people away because we see a red flag. Let me say this. Listen to me carefully. Every person on the planet, 8 billion people, has an issue, has a problem, has something they're struggling with, something they're overcoming, something they need healing from. Here's the thing, it's up to you to decide if you're able to deal with what they're giving you to deal with. Are you able to make it through the issue? Are you able to make it through the problem? Are you able to handle who they are? Everybody has different strengths, everyone has different weaknesses. I like to think the people that we choose to be with in life are strong in an area we may be weak, and vice versa, because it works. If I'm weak in the area of finances and you're strong in the area of finances, you can bring me up and help me to become better in my finances. We're going to pray that I don't bring you down in finances, okay? If I am strong in cooking and cleaning, and your weakness is you don't know how to cook, and your cleaning leaves my eyebrow raised, that works. Now we are here to work with each other. Where I'm strong, you can be weak. Where you're weak, I can be strong. That works in a relationship. I say that to say that there are a lot of us who, as soon as we see something wrong with a person, we're ready to leave them and walk away. When if you had just worked harder, worked together, were honest, discussed things, talked about it, you might have been able to overcome that issue. Healing is necessary. Please believe me. But can I tell you something? We will never, ever fully be healed from everything we're going through. Go on and get mad. Go on and send your emails to me. Send those text messages. Call me up. Call me everything but a child of God, but I'm being very honest with you. You will never 100% be healed from everything that ever happened in your life. You know why? You're not perfect. Nobody is. We all deal with things. Some things traumatized us in our youth. Some things hurt us in our teenage years. We had some pain in our young adulthood. We had some betrayal when we were grown. We all deal with things and heal differently. Here's the thing, healing is important. Not knowing you need to heal and not choosing to heal is where there's an issue. That's when I would say run. If the person doesn't see that there's something wrong with them, you might want to run. If someone sees that there is something wrong with them and they don't want to do anything about it, you might want to run. For people who are healing, who are taking the time to heal, who acknowledge they need healing and are looking for ways or actually working towards healing, somebody you might want to work with, especially if their ish is not something that is too big for you. The summer of a person's life. That's where the issues, the problems, the challenges, and situations pop up. My thing is, how do they handle it or handle them when they pop up? Do they acknowledge it or sweep it under the carpet? Do they make it seem like it's your fault? Do they acknowledge where they were wrong? These are conversations and things that you need to happen or you need to take part in order to figure out if this person is someone you want in your life. And remember, this is not just romantic. This could be friendships. This could be workers, co-workers. This could be somebody on your team, on your committee. This could be your leaders. It just depends. I'm focused on the relationship part because that's my job. I'm a relationship coach. So I'm always going to talk about relationship with yourself and relationship with others. So I just want to say to you, in the summer of someone's life, in the summer of someone's feelings, in the summer of someone's atmosphere timing, how do they handle the heat, the pressure, the stress? How do they handle it? And is it something you can accept? Is it something that you're willing to work with? Is it something that you're willing to deal with and help them through? Because here's the thing, people have issues. What are you doing about their issues? Are you helping? Are you a help or a hindrance? Are you a healing or a hurt? So you have to think about these things as you're going forward with this person. The summer of a person can be great, and there also can be some hiccups. How do they handle it?